Hello, my name is José Silva. I'm not a guru or a mystic. My entire life's work began from a very practical place. As an electronics repairman, I spent my days understanding circuits and frequencies. And as a father, I wanted to find a way to help my children improve their grades and concentrate better in school. It was this combination that led me to a simple question. If we can tune a radio to a clearer frequency to get a better signal, could we do the same with the human mind? This curiosity, born from a father's desire to help his kids, was the start of everything. It's a journey based on experimentation and observation, not theory. Before we continue, I'd like to know where you're watching from. Please comment with your city or country so we can see how far these ideas are reaching, and subscribe to join our community. My background in electronics gave me a unique perspective. I understood that everything operates on a frequency. Radios, televisions, and even the human brain. I learned that when we are wide awake going about our day, our brain operates at a high frequency called beta. In beta, we are alert, but the mind is also busy and easily distracted. Through my research, I found that there were other, slower frequencies. I became interested in the alpha frequency, which is a slower, more rhythmic pattern of brainwave activity. I hypothesized that if my children could learn to function consciously at this alpha level, their minds would be more receptive and better, able to absorb and retain information. It was a simple idea, connecting my trade with my goal as a parent. The alpha level, as I came to call it, operates between 7 and 14 cycles per second. This isn't a state of sleep or unconsciousness. It's a state of deep relaxation where the mind becomes incredibly clear and focused. Think of it like this. In the beta state, your mind is like a turbulent body of water, with thoughts splashing everywhere. At the alpha level, the water becomes calm, and still, you can see right to the bottom. It is in this calm state that the two hemispheres of the brain seem to synchronize and work together more effectively. The logical left brain and the creative, intuitive right brain start communicating better. This is the ideal internal environment for learning, for problem solving, and for what I later came to call programming your mind for success. Once I understood the importance of the alpha state, the next logical step was to create a tool for working within that state. An electronics technician needs a workbench, a clean, organized space to repair a complex radio. In the same way, the mind needs a dedicated space for focused mental work. Out of this simple, practical need, the concept of the mental screen was born. It is nothing more and nothing less than a specific tool for the mind. It's a mental place that you create, where you can project images and ideas in a controlled way, without the usual distractions of mental chatter. It's your internal laboratory, your drawing board, where you can design the solutions you wish to see in your external reality, starting from the inside out. So, what is this mental screen? It is a visualization tool that you create and control entirely within your own mind. Imagine a large movie screen, like one you would see in a theater, but this screen is yours alone. I taught my students to project this screen out in front of them, about 6 feet away in their mind's eye, and tilted slightly upward at about a 20-degree angle. This upward tilt of the eyes naturally helps the brain produce more alpha waves, making it easier to enter and maintain that relaxed, receptive state. The screen itself is your canvas. It is where you will learn to project images of problems you face, and more importantly, images of the solutions you desire. It acts as a focal point, preventing the mind from wandering and giving your thoughts clear, definite direction and purpose. To begin using your mental screen, you must first learn to enter the alpha level consistently. The method I developed is a simple countdown, a relaxation exercise. You find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Then you begin to count backward slowly from 100 to 1. In the beginning, this may take some time, but with practice, your mind learns the association between the countdown and deep relaxation. Eventually, you will be able to enter the alpha state simply by counting down from 5 to 1. This is not a mystical process. It is a form of conditioning, a training for your brain. You are teaching your mind how to shift its own frequency on command, moving from the busy beta state to the calm, powerful alpha state where your mental screen awaits. Once you are at your alpha level, you are ready to use the screen. The first step in solving any problem is to understand it clearly. So, on your mental screen, you will first project an image of the problem as it currently exists. Let's say you have a broken household appliance. You would simply create a mental picture of that broken appliance on your screen. You look at this image calmly, without emotion or judgment. You are simply observing the current reality, the what is. This step is crucial because it gives your mind a clear starting point. You are defining the problem in the language your mind understands best, the language of pictures. This first screen is your reference point, the reality you wish to change. Now comes the most important part of the technique. After clearly visualizing the problem on your screen, you are going to move that entire image to the left. Then, to its right, you will project a new image on a second screen. This new image is the solution. It is the desired reality. For the broken appliance, you would visualize it as perfectly repaired and functioning correctly. You see it working better than ever before. This second screen contains the successful outcome you want to create. This is not mere daydreaming. It is a focused, intentional act of creation. You are providing your mind with a clear blueprint of the desired end result. You are shifting your mental focus from the problem to the solution, which is the fundamental basis of creative problem solving. The act of moving the problem to the left and creating the solution on the right is more than just a mental trick. It's a powerful programming method. By doing this, you are telling your subconscious mind to move away from the current, unwanted reality and to focus all its resources on achieving the new, desired reality. You hold this image of the solution on your screen with belief and expectancy. You feel the satisfaction of the problem being solved. This process engages both brain hemispheres. The left brain acknowledges the problem, and the right brain creates the vibrant, sensory-rich image of the solution. You are training your mind to become a goal-seeking mechanism, constantly moving toward the positive images you provided. If you're understanding how this works and want to learn more Silva method techniques, subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments if this content is useful. Let's make this very practical. Suppose you've misplaced your house keys. You're feeling anxious, which keeps your brain in a high-frequency beta state where memory recall is difficult. The first step is to take a moment to enter your alpha level. Once you are calm, project your mental screen on the first screen. To your left, you can briefly picture the problem. You without your keys. Then, immediately move that image aside. On your main screen, to the right, you create a new image. You see yourself calmly finding the keys. Perhaps you see your hand reaching for them on a specific table, or you hear the jingle they make as you pick them up. You hold that image, feeling the relief of finding them. Don't force it, simply project the end result and allow your intuition to provide the information. To make the image on your mental screen truly effective, you must make it a subjective, sensory experience. It's not enough to just see a flat picture. You need to feel it as if it were real. When you visualize the solution, involve as many of your senses as you can. If your goal is to repair a relationship, don't just see a picture of you and the other person smiling. Hear the friendly conversation. Feel the warmth of a handshake or a hug. And most importantly, feel the positive emotions of harmony and understanding in your body. The more sensory detail and genuine emotion you invest in your mental image, the more real it becomes to your brain and subconscious mind. This subjective energy is what charges your visualization and gives it the power to manifest in your reality. The reason this technique is so effective is based on a fundamental principle of how our minds work. The brain and nervous system cannot tell the difference between a real experience and an experience that is imagined vividly and consistently. When you create a detailed, sensory-rich image on your mental screen at the alpha level, your brain chemistry begins to change as if the event were actually happening. You are creating new neural pathways. By repeatedly visualizing the solution, you are conditioning your mind and body to accept that new reality. This is why athletes use visualization to improve their performance. They are creating the memory of the future in their minds. making success feel familiar and achievable long before the event takes place. This brings me back to my original motivation, my children's education. The mental screen became an invaluable tool for their studies. I taught them that when they were reading a chapter in a history book, for instance, they could go to their alpha level and project the information onto their mental screen. They would visualize the key dates, names, and events as if they were part of a movie playing on the screen. This made the information more engaging and much easier to recall during an exam. To retrieve the information, they would simply go back to their level and look at their screen again. They were no longer just memorizing dry facts, they were creating vivid mental experiences, which is the key to effective and lasting learning. It worked for them, and it has worked for millions since. We soon discovered that this technique had applications far beyond memory and problem solving. It could also be used to support health and well-being. At the alpha level, you can use your mental screen to visualize your body in a state of perfect health. If you have an ailment, you can picture the problem on one side of the screen, and then, on the main screen, you can visualize your body's natural healing mechanisms at work. You can create a vivid image of your immune system being strong and effective, or of a particular organ functioning perfectly. This is not about replacing medical care, of course, but about using the mind to support the body's innate ability to heal. You are directing your internal energies toward wellness, which is a powerful complement to any treatment. The mistake many people make is believing this is a one-time magic trick. It is not. The mental screen is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice and consistency. You would not expect to repair a complex piece of electronics after reading the manual just once. You would practice, learning through trial and error. It is the same with your mind. The more consistently you practice going to your alpha level and using your mental screen, even for just a few minutes each day, the more proficient you become. You are building a mental muscle. Regular calm practice is far more effective than one single intense effort. It is through this steady repetition that you train your brain to operate in a new, more effective way. Ultimately, I want you to see yourself as the researcher. I am not asking you to believe anything blindly. I am inviting you to conduct your own experiments. The proof of this method is not in my words, but in your own personal experience. Start with small, simple problems where you can easily verify the results. Use the mental screen to find a parking space, to solve a minor issue at work, or to improve your performance in a hobby. When you begin to see consistent, positive results in these small areas, you will build the confidence to apply the technique to larger, more significant goals in your life. You are the operator of your own mind, and by becoming your own researcher, you will discover for yourself just how capable you truly are. The mental screen is simply a tool to help you use your imagination in a more disciplined and creative way. Imagination is the source of all human achievement. Everything that man has ever built first existed as an idea, an image in the mind. The mental screen allows you to hold that idea steady, to refine it, to energize it, with feeling and belief until it is ready to become a physical reality. It is your personal workshop for creation. Remember, you are not borrowing power from an outside source. You are learning to use the inherent power of your own mind more effectively and with greater direction. The greatest discoveries are always the ones we make about ourselves and our own capabilities. To practice these techniques and discover more about the Silva method, subscribe to the channel. Comment, "I can achieve everything I set my mind to," if you believe in the method. Remember, it is practice that brings results.